Hey gang, welcome back to Egotastic FunTime. We're gonna do a Talking the Orville themed episode of the podcast. Yay! Today's show is brought to you by Muska's Sci-Fi Dining. If you haven't had the chance to check it out yet, you're seriously missing out. There's even a location aboard the Orville ECV-197. If you're craving fine dining with a relaxed, welcoming atmosphere, Muska's is the place to be. Their menu is packed with incredible dinner options, but for me, it's all about the butter cake. Do I need more dessert? Probably not. Am I gonna have it anyway? Absolutely. Trust me, you guys, it's worth every bite. Alright, let's talk about it, because honestly, I know a lot of you are thinking it. The Orville. Where the hell is that Season 4 announcement? We've been patient, we've been hopeful, we've clung to every little breadcrumb that drops, and yet, here we are. Still waiting for that official public confirmation. Scott Grimes announced that Season 4 production would begin in January or February of 2025. We still have a few weeks for that to become true. Seth MacFarlane said that there will be more from the Orville. And many insiders have said that they were waiting for Ted Season 2 to be more ready before they were allowed to make an official announcement of the fourth season. And Ted just recently wrapped filming. So is the Season 4 announcement just around the corner? Now look, I've told you guys before, this isn't just speculation. I, along with a few other content creators, got word straight from people who are deeply tied to the Orville's production that the show has been picked up for a fourth season. We were told that last spring, and yet, months later, here I am, still sounding like a crazy person with no receipts, no press release, no Seth MacFarlane tweet to point to and say, "See, I told you!" And I did tell you. Being this close to production all these years has been both a blessing and a curse for me. It means I get access to some truly exciting behind-the-scenes information. It also means I'm stuck in this limbo, this weird limbo, where I know the good news, I share the good news with you, and then radio silence from the studio. And let me tell you, it's really freaking frustrating, because I never want to be that YouTuber, the one who throws out clickbait just for the views. That's not me. That's not Talking the Orville. But at the same time, how do you keep people engaged when the show itself isn't giving us much to work with? The sad truth is, my content gets the most attention when people think I've got breaking news. If it's just a fun discussion about the Orville universe, a fraction of the audience shows up. And I get it, people want updates. I want updates too. They want that confirmation. But right now, the big flashy announcements aren't there. It doesn't mean the show isn't happening. It just means we're stuck waiting for the business side of things to untangle itself. So, where does that leave Talking the Orville? Well, it leaves us with the true believers. The ones who stick around, not just for the updates, but for the love of the show. The channel members, the patrons, the ones who want to dive into this universe even when there is no big news. You guys are the ones who make this worth it. And in the meantime, we wait. We speculate, we have fun with the stories, the characters, the possibilities, and when that announcement finally does come, oh, you better believe we're gonna celebrate, you guys. But until then, let's enjoy the adventure, because the Orville isn't just a show, it's a community, and we're still flying. We're gonna talk about the Orville's Future Unknown episode right after a word from today's sponsor.
Muska's, where the flavors soar. Sip champagne while the planets roar. Truffle mac and caviar fries, a 5-star meal with a stellar sunrise. Muska's, a taste so rare. High class comfort in the galaxy's air. I go to Muska's for the VIP treatment, but I stay for the butter cake, oh yeah.
Hey gang, welcome back to the 25th century. The Season 3 finale of the Orville was all about a future unknown. We talk about the future as if it's some great mystery, some vast and unknowable thing, waiting beyond the horizon. We chase it, we fear it, we try to shape it, bend it to our will, hoping that if we make the right choices, take the right steps, we'll arrive at some perfect version of ourselves, of the world. But the truth is, the future isn't some distant thing. It's happening right now. Every second, every decision, every step we take is shaping what comes next. And today can feel like every moment matters. Bortus and Clyden, who would have ever thought that a Mocklin wedding would feel like such a victory? That two people who once seemed bound by nothing but obligation and expectation would stand before their family, before us, and choose each other. Truly choose, with love and certainty. It wasn't always that way. For so long, their story was one of conflict, of distance, of wounds too deep to be ignored. Clyden, so set in his ways, so devoted to a culture that refused to see the world as it is. Bortus, caught between the life he was raised to accept and the one he was beginning to understand. And yet, somehow, they found their way back to each other. Not because their differences disappeared, but because they learned how to see each other beyond them. Because love, real love, isn't about perfection. It's about standing in front of someone and saying, I know who you are, and I still choose you. But their story wasn't the only one that mattered. Isaac and Claire, a woman and a machine, a doctor and an artificial intelligence, two beings who, by every logical standard, should never have made sense together, and yet, against all odds, they did. Isaac, the unfeeling, the logical, the Kalon who once saw humanity as nothing more than an obstacle to be eliminated, stood before us all and made a promise, not out of obligation, not out of calculation, but because he wanted to, because he understood, in his own way, that love is more than a feeling. It's a choice, a commitment. And Claire, the woman who has spent her life fixing the broken, who has loved and lost and learned what it means to carry the weight of another person's heart, chose him in return. Was it unconventional? Yes. Unpredictable? Absolutely. But isn't that the beauty of the future? That it is unknown? That it does not belong to tradition or expectation or the limits of what we think is possible? It belongs to those who dare to believe in something more. To those who look at the universe not as it is, but as it could be. Maybe that's what Future Unknown is really about. Not just a wedding, not just a moment of happiness among the chaos of war and politics and survival, but proof. Proof that people can change, that relationships can heal, that love, real, imperfect, unexpected love, can exist in a universe that so often feels cold and indifferent. And maybe, just maybe, if we can believe in that, then the future, no matter how unknown, isn't something to be feared. It's something to look forward to. In the future, we can all do better when we all do better. Thank you for liking and subscribing to this channel, you guys. I really appreciate the support. All right, till next time. Love you, bye-bye.